What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the general read for the sign of Aries. So if you have Aries in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. How y'all doing? Y'all doing well? Y'all miss me? No? That's unfortunate. Anyways, like I said, it's your general read. We have two cards for you right now. Let's see if we can get, I was going to say at least one more, but we got two more. So we'll settle for that for now. And we'll start with the Eight of Swords. So self-victimization, definitely. I can already tell from the entire spread that the magic is within you. You know, and I use that word purposely. I just don't think that you see it. Maybe because of what you might deem a failure, what you might deem a loss or something. It could be because, you know, maybe you're a content creator. It's a loss of views, so you don't think you have the magic in you anymore because fans are fickle. People will subscribe to your shit and not watch your shit. People will subscribe for whatever reason and then move on to the next. People are fickle. You know what I'm saying? Fans are fickle. But that does not mean that doesn't always mean, put it that way, that the quality of your work is the reason as to why people might not, you know, be gravitating toward it anymore. And I feel as though whatever loss, and I just use that as an example. I'm not saying that is the case for somebody. I only use that as an example because you do have the magician here, and that has to do with creativity, right? We'll get to that card when we get there, but I use that example because it's the easiest one I could think of when it comes to creativity. You know, whatever you do as work, you know, when I say creativity, it doesn't necessarily mean just creative work like being a writer, a painter, or, you know, a musician, right? When I say creativity, you know, in this sense here, I'm talking about what you do for your work, essentially, right? You know, you can be a creative, but you can also just be someone who does something as a job, like maybe a tradesman or tradesperson, right? Whatever the politically correct terminology is, you know. But no, in all seriousness, that's what I'm saying here. But whatever the case is, you know, if you are like a craftsman, right, and you don't necessarily have as much clients, customers as you once did, you got to understand, you got to take into account the economy is fucked up right now. You know, people are spending less money in areas and where they feel as though they need to spend less money. And again, it probably has zero to do with you per se, and more so, I don't have the budget to pay for your services, you know? So unless you're going to charge me $1, you know what I'm saying? Which I highly suggest you don't do that, especially if you do great work. If you are a magician, you know, you don't just put your shit for $1 because people are struggling out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to eat too, you know? So with that being said, though, don't take things like that personally. You have to think about what's going on externally. And it could simply just be, again, people just might not just need your services right now, or the people that you're trying to attract don't necessarily need it. Somebody out there wants your service. Somebody out there is going to be in need of your service. You want to know why? If you're a craftsman or whatever, people break shit all the time. People are some silly gooses, and they gonna break shit, and they gonna need somebody to fix it because they can't fix it them damn selves. You know, if you're a creator out there, people are gonna want entertainment. And, you know, they're tired of the same stale, dry stuff that their friends and peers are into. They want something new and fresh. In comes you. So keep just doing your thing and don't take that real personal. You know, hopefully that helps out anybody out there. We'll continue on with the rest of your read. We have the Three of Wands in reverse, and I get it. That frustration, that you know, where am I going? You know, where am I going with this, with everything, right? You know, I can very much identify with this read, Aries. I don't have Aries in any major I'm gonna have to check my chart. Yes, I don't remember my damn chart like all the other readers might remember their charts. Fucking sue me, alright? But like, what you gonna do, you know? So I'm looking at my chart right now. I do have access to it, and I do remember a good portion. I don't see Aries anywhere, so nothing noteworthy at least. But I can still identify with the feeling of being frustrated. Again, having a business or having something and providing a service, and nobody's coming to that service. No patrons are signing up for said service, right? I understand the frustration, and then I understand the frustration as well as feeling like you're lost and you don't know where to go. Totally understand it. But again, I think this is more so of a situation where you just have to keep creating, keep doing whatever you do, because somebody out there is gonna fuck with it. Somebody is the odds might not be looking good right now, but they're gonna look worse if you just sit around and you do nothing. If you sit around in this self-loathing, self-imprisonment idea of woe is me, and you do nothing, and you just constrain yourself, and then you have no work to show you for yourself, and then somebody comes to you and says, Aries, I want your service. Aries, you got something for me? Aries, I need your help, and you can't really, I need you to do X, Y, and Z for me, and you can't really do anything because you don't have much to show for it. Whereas if it's like you kind of build up your portfolio per se, whether that be a literal portfolio or figurative portfolio, once you build up that portfolio, you have a whole bunch of, proof of work that you know what the hell you're doing. So it's not just a word of mouth thing. It's not just I did this thing and I stopped doing it because I stopped getting customers, and they're gonna go with the individual who has the proof of work, So it's more so of things might be slowing down right now, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going and building up that portfolio, So that's another bit of advice I got for you. The next is the next card you have is the Five of Cups. This is what I was saying, where I feel like maybe it's a loss of something. It could be a loss of a job and you're freaking out right now. But this is someone who is mourning a loss. Once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record in this read. But it's a fact. Maybe it could be a loss of customers. It could be a loss of customers, whatever, people signing up for people wanting to buy your art or consume your art or whatever you do. Loss of work, maybe if you're a contract worker, because again, the economy is rough. People are trying to budget thing. People are still trying to work on budgets that they started at the beginning of this year. That's how rough and unpredictable things are. You know what I'm saying? So you really that's just very how volatile things are. So you really just have to take into account what the hell is going on around me and stop taking shit so damn personal and making it seem as though it's your fucking fault that things might not be going in the way that you want it to go. I highly doubt it's your fault. I highly, highly doubt it. I'm not saying that because you're watching this or you may be watching this. You might be a subscriber. Nah, if it's your fault, you know me. And that's why people don't fuck with me as a reader. Because I will tell you it's your fault if it's your fault. I'm not going to feed you some fantasy shit like the other readers will. Right? But this ain't a situation where I'm trying to coddle your feelings, Aries. I don't think this is your fault. What's happening to you is because what's happening around you. It's the best way I can say. What's happening to you right now is what's happening around you. And I feel as though if you look at it from that angle, you will then understand you can only control what you can control. And everything that's happening around you, although you might not like it, you don't have much control over it. Might be disappointed at some control freaks out there, especially to us Virgo control freaks, but it's reality. It's reality. And reality is, hey, maybe I'm not getting as much as I would want right now simply because What's going on? Like I said, what's going on around me? I can't really do much about that, but what I can do is continue to work, continue to do what I do, continue to put myself out there. And somebody is gonna, you're not gonna get no's forever, essentially, right? You're not gonna get no's or I will think about it, but no response is forever, It's gonna be yeses, Take it from me, And like I said, your last card being the Magician. It is here, but it showed up in reverse. Wasted potential. This is what I want you to avoid. When I say you have the magic and you have the Magician in you, I'm saying you have the ability to, one, free yourself, because no one's putting you in these shackles or this little paper mache lockup system you got. You didn't lock yourself up with some fucking tissue you could just tear off. Nobody locked yourself up but you. You keep doing your thing. You keep going. Whatever is happening around you is happening around you. And you move accordingly in regards to what's happening around you. But, as I stated before with the example of the portfolio, if you stop building your portfolio now, you won't have much work to prove that you are capable of doing whatever work that you do. You're going to be outbid by somebody else who didn't stop at this very moment in time, who might be going through the same rough patch as you. But the only difference between them and you is you stopped yourself and they said, nah, things might not be going the way that I want them to go right now, but I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep building my portfolio. I'm going to keep showing the world why, I am needed. Why my services are needed, right? And then when it came down to when people actually wanted somebody to do the job, it was you against the people who did not stop. Don't be one of them motherfuckers who stop. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, that's what I have for the tarot. We're about to get into the oracle now, but before I choose a card, please hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, watch these dang videos. Your card today is important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. I think that's pretty much what I was saying. Understand, there's more to your story, Aries, than, what your life is. What's going on in your life right now. There's more to your situation, let me put it that way, to what's going on with you right now. Business is slow for you. I get the sense. But it's slow for you not because you're a terrible business person or you're lacking in quality, right? It's going slow because there are other pieces of the puzzle surrounding you that might be missing. Like a stable economy. Like money that doesn't fucking dissolve and it's worthless. Like security, financial security again, and all other types of security, all other issues that's happening in the world around you. So once you get to understanding that, I think you will then I won't say it's going to be an instant peace of mind, but it should give you a peace of mind of really what's going on within your situation. Now, that's not to say to be complicit and to say, well, I'm just going to sit back and wait for the economy to get better because, boy, do I got some news for you. But anyways, this ain't the channel for that. It doesn't mean to sit around and just wait for the economy to get better. It simply just means, again, continue doing what you can do. Because as I stated, once people want your service, if you don't have anything to show for it, you're going to be outbid by the person who continue to go, even during rough times like this. You can take my word for it. You can ignore me. But what you can't do is say I didn't try to help you. And that's exactly what I did here. Or, at least tried to do here. So, with that being said, that's what I have for you today. If you got anything of value from this video, please hit that like, share, subscribe, comment if you did. And until next time, until next read, you see me when you see me. Good luck out there and take care.